Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the review of the paid request, this time for Guillermo. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now this is for the fifth now, God, film, VHS 99. And I don't know how I feel about this film. I mean, I should be ranting about it because I'm not a big fan of the movie, but I don't know, it's just one of those where I'm watching, I'm going, there's a couple decent makeup effects. I think there's some decent ideas for stories. I've never been big on this franchise, this found footage anthology franchise. So as I look back, the first VHS, I still think it's the worst one. People would be pissed I said that. Oh well, that's why I call that very horrible shit. That's what it stands for. I hate the first VHS. I know last time I said that, oh, nope, not watch anymore. Well, oh well, I still think it sucks. It has a shitty wraparound with a bunch of dumbasses that can't, they don't know it's a fucking dead body moving right behind them, or they decide to watch VHS tapes in front of a fucking dead body for some reason. And what, the story where a couple has the most boring honeymoon or vacation, whatever the hell it was, ever, and then, oh my god, I'm gonna take your toothbrush and dirty it. I took you $20, man. How scary. There was that fucking story. Or the one girl, I see you. I liked you. I liked you. Fuck off. Like a dick in the mouth. Fuck off. Amateur night. And that got into a movie. They made that. What? So they're going to. I liked you. More? Did people. I'm tired of people in these movies being just gluttony of shit, dumb characters. They're just fucking tiresome to see over and over and over again. Why is there so many of these goddamn movies, so many of these goddamn films, so many of these goddamn anthologies of these found footage, so many goddamn found footage has so many stupid fucking dumb asshole characters? Why is that the fucking case? Fucking, it will be a fucking rant. Because I'm tired of this fucking shit. God damn it. Shit. So VHS are fucking hated. I forgot what the hell the other stories were. Yeah, there was one where some guy who liked to take his shirt off is watching a girl, and the girl didn't do a bad job. Like, see, that story, the girl I felt sorry for was like the only good person in the entire anthology, that first VHS, where this dumbass doctor's like, I'm like, yeah, if you're a doctor, I'm a goddamn football player. For the Redskins. There are no Redskins anymore. I know. This is all bullshit. But I forgot the rest of the fucking stories. Forgot. VHS 2 I like. I like VHS 2. I still think that's the best of these. I don't like the first story with the eyeball, but I liked the one directed by the Raid Redemption guy with the cult. I thought that was kind of fun and energetic, and like, what the hell's going to happen next? Ambitious. I didn't mind the one at the kid's birthday party with the aliens. I didn't mind that one. I like the idea of the one with the zombie, his point of view. Point of view of a guy on a bicycle, bit turned to a zombie. I thought that was a really cool idea. I forget what. Was there 4 or 5 stories in that? Eyeball, zombie, cult, alien slumber party. But if there's another one, I can't remember what it was. VHS Viral was bad, but at least it had one segment I loved. And I know people hate this fucking segment, but I love the skateboarder segment in VHS Viral. I fucking love that segment. Yeah, those guys seemed douchey at first, but I liked their demeanor as it went along. I liked the way they said their dialogue. there's this guy who's homeless, and they give him some food and cigarettes. Like, they treat him nicely, and like their demeanor, they didn't feel like this. Mostly they were talking trash to the guy with the camera who was being a douchebag. If you open up your, and it was generally funny. You open him up one more time, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. Like, he's trying to talk. Stop interrupting me. I'm trying to talk to this guy. You open your mouth one more time, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. So the guy who operated the camera was the big asshole, wanting these people to get hurt because that will get views. And the skateboarders don't realize that yet. They come across this thing, and it becomes like a cool, like, Evil Dead horror gore thing where they're kicking ass and rock music's playing and they're cutting them up with their skateboards, and skeleton zombies are giving people the middle finger. But they're blown up by firecrackers. That was a fun action segment, and lo and behold, everyone doesn't die at the end. They win, they escape. Now there might be some evil somewhere else, but they're escaping. They're getting the fuck out of Dodge. Oh, what's going to happen next? Oh, damn, it cut off. But they're going to safety. Doesn't end like every typical found footage. That was a fun segment. I still enjoy that fucking segment. I know. I'm just wrapping. I'm just giving a update for people who didn't see my old reviews of VHS. VHS Viral was awful, but I love that segment. VHS 94, I like the segment with remind me of Doom, but with the lady that gets like cyber parts, and I thought that was ambitious. I wish there was a whole film of just that segment. Honestly, I would say I probably like this more than 94, because while I love that segment, it's this weird. Well, actually, no, I don't know now. Because there's one segment here I didn't have mind, but there's not one I loved. At least that one, there is one segment I loved. I would say this. Someone please give me this edit. Take VHS 2, right? Take VHS 2. Take out the stupid eyeball thing. Hell, take out the stupid wraparound. Fuck the wraparound. Take VHS 2, keep the zombie point of view one, keep the cult one, keep the alien, Samba Party Kids one. Put in the skateboard segment in VHS Viral, and then put in the cyber, Doom type of thing from VHS 94. Make that one. I think you have a damn good anthology right there. Damn good one. You didn't even put in the second one here, the Suicide Bid, because that one I didn't mind for what it was. Some would say like a Tales of the Crypt type of thing. I didn't mind that one. You need to put that in, edit that together, let me know. If anyone ever does that, I would love to see it. But VHS 94, I remember a lot more of this. See, I was saying I might like this more than 94 because this one has more interesting ideas. 94, other than that one segment, the rest seemed boring as shit. Like this reporter going to a sewer, a girl at a funeral late at night, and nothing was happening for the longest time, so it got very boring, and then she got possessed at the end. Or these white supremacists at a barn, and then this creature's killing people, and then the barn explodes, and it was very like this. Whatever, fuck. Here, they do this weird thing. Sorry, I know it's like 10 minutes, and I'm finally at the end of this. It doesn't have a typical wraparound. I guess they figured these wraparounds have been shitty, so fuck the wraparound. You know what? I'm actually for that. If you're not gonna have a shit, even VHS 2, which I like, the wraparound was meh, and the other wraparounds were pretty trash. 94, the wraparounds have been shit, so fine, get rid of them. Here instead is just, it's like an old VHS where there's like random footage, or like this guy playing with his army soldiers, and like these little segments of the army soldiers playing around and kind of stop motion type of thing. I really prefer that. So I guess technically I would say this is the best wraparound of all 5 movies because it was the least annoying. That's like if someone, was making the little home movies with these army soldiers, and okay, it's kind of cute. I wouldn't say it was that funny, but I mean, it was less aggravating. And I do think this one definitely had that VHS aesthetic with a lot of the footage. Although sometimes it made it so I couldn't tell what the fuck was seen because of the distortions. So you have 5 stories. The first one was the worst one. So you start off bad. These obnoxious, irritating rock band called RACK. R-A-C-K, is 4 members, each of their last names. Just obnoxious, irritating, annoying, fucking assholes. Apparently there was this one, years ago, 3 years ago, something happened with this other band called Bitch Cat. Electrical killed the band. So this group that likes to film pranks but also be a band, they decide to go to the site and fuck around with it. And one of them goes, no, you shouldn't do that. Don't mess with the grave site. Now, he should have just not gone along and should have said fuck off, but he didn't. So, these other members, they're douches, they're assholes. Well, how are they douches and assholes? They just treat each other like shit. They keep making fun of the guy who's like, nah, don't mess with his gravesite. They keep calling him a pussy. They keep calling him this and that. They keep calling him names. They try to recreate, because apparently 3 years ago when things were going crazy, the band got stomped by the audience because they were running for the exit after this electrical thing happened. So the rest of the band got these sex dolls to mimic the Bitch Cat band from 3 years ago, and they decided to jump on these sex dolls. Like, this is what happened when they got run over. And they're stamping and stomping on them and jumping on them. That's what I mean by douchebags. I mean, is likable characters against the law in these movies? And then that one girl in the first VHS, like, to be fair, like VHS 2, the camera crew at the cult were not unlikable douchebags. The bicycle guy in VHS 2 was not an unlikable douchebag. Far from it. Even the skateboarders in VHS Viral were a hell of a lot more likable than these folks. So I guess I'm not really... So maybe it's not fair because those segments were not, to me, unlikable douchebags. I guess that got in my brain because a lot of horror movies today feature that kind of stuff. Either characters that are stupid, annoying, or both. So maybe there are a lot of VHS segments that do that, but also a lot of horror movies today that do that. So the 4th member says, this is bullshit, I'm leaving. But I guess he didn't leave, or he didn't get far. Of the band, one gets lifted up and his body parts are dropped. One gets torn up, but I couldn't see what the fuck was happening because of the goddamn distortion with the VHS aesthetic. The 3rd one, the girl, gets killed off screen, and you see that her body's been torn apart. And I guess the 4th guy died? Because he has these things to ward them off and is throwing at them, and then he's like scared, shaking. But it cuts to a band, like these people have been turned to zombies, and that guy was a drummer. I guess that guy died, but did he die off screen? So he died, but we didn't see him die? That's why I was so confused as to whether that guy died or not. But I'm assuming he did. Again, I could barely see shit because they're really going ham, hard as a motherfucker with the distortion. It was just like not special, not that unique, very boring, annoying segment. The worst segment in this whole anthology. Now, the second one is the best one in this anthology, Suicide Bid, because it's about a girl that wants to get into sorority. The suicide bid is pretty much you only tackle one. You only put your credentials into one sorority, not to anybody else. So if they say no, then you have none, no sorority to go to, and you're kind of ostracized. Now, this girl is unlikable at first because her friend is warning her about this. And she's like, well, you want me to fail, so I'm alone like you. I'm like, great, another unlikable person. So we're with. She tries to go with the sorority. The sorority has a dare. You have to be buried in a coffin, which I can't say is unrealistic because there are people that do stupid shit for pledges at college. They just were. I still think they're stupid, but it's not unrealistic. Just sadly, there's a lot of stupid people. So she does it. The other sorority girls up there are laughing. They poke at it to scare her. They gave her a box. She opened it. They're spiders. Now, when they let her have a camera in the coffin. Now, when the camera's in the coffin, it does create a bit of claustrophobic feel to it. And at least the lead girl, when she realizes something's going on, because the cops are there, the girls leave because if they find us, we'll be expelled. We'll come back later. Then it starts raining. The water's leaking through. And like I said, when it's the shots inside the coffin, the water leaking through to the coffin, there's a bit of claustrophobic feel to it. And I like that at least the girl, she apologizes. She's like, listen, I'm sorry of what I said. I was really dumb. You're the only true friend I had. I'm really sorry. At least that's a little bit of a redeemable moment, which not a lot of these movies fucking do. She realizes she was dumb. She realizes she fucked up. She apologizes. So that made her redeemable, at least in my eyes. And you feel bad for her. The water's leaking, and in the front of the coffin, like there's a little cross that you can see through, and there's a ghoul. And I didn't think the ghoul looked that bad for its budget. I guess I should say spoilers from here on. Super spoilers if you don't want to be spoiled on this anthology. Crashes through. Cut to the sorority girls realize that, oh shit. Wait, the body's missing? What happened? Oh no, that legend isn't true. It's just a story. Hey, well, this never happened. Then the next time we see, these girls have woken up in their coffins. And our lead, who's a ghoul herself, says, I made a deal with her. That if she let me go... Now, when it says let her go, I guess she'll die peacefully and go to the spirit world, or... Because she looks ghoulish, so she's, I guess, dead. But see, I wish it went longer, and that's the thing with a lot of these anthology stories. I wish it went a bit longer. Same with even the Skateboarder 7 VHS Viral and stuff. I wish it would go a bit longer. So, is this girl, she was let go, but she's dead into spiral, or is she let go, but she's looking like that because I'm going to possess you, but if you give me what I want, I'll let you go, you'll look normal again. Like, if it ended with, okay, the girls are these assholes, they're buried alive, and you see the ghoul do what she wants to do with them. Then it cuts away to our lead girl is now back in her room again. Her friend comes in, hugs her. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Either she tells, yeah, they tried to bury me, but I got out because whatever. Either she makes up a story or not, and then maybe like she says bye to her friend. We'll hang out later. Looks to the camera like her and the viewer know the truth of what happened. She's going to live with it, but at least she survived. Boom, and that would be much more of a satisfying ending to me, for me, but I'm assuming that the ghoul just won't get her soul. She'll get the souls of these others who fucking deserve it. That one, like I said, the idea, the acting of the lead was fine. The sorority girls were fine. The look of the ghoul, I didn't mind. Because there's 5 stories, it's like an hour and 40 some minutes, so each one's about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, give or take. So it wasn't too long of a segment to segment. That one seemed like the more watchable of these. The third one, Ozzy's Dungeon, could have been interesting, but they really fucked it up. I say could have been interesting because Ozzy's Dungeon is this type of show that would be like a Nickelodeon Double Dare meets, especially Legends of the Hidden Temple, for those who remember that show. And that's another thing, is that not a lot of this screams 1999. Like, you could have, a lot of this stuff you could have said 1989. Like, the only thing that really screams 99 is the 4th segment, because those characters are mentioning Y2K, is kind of like a parody of American Pie, and someone's playing Resident Evil 2, the video game, the old school one. That's really the only one that makes you think of 99. The rest of this could have been any fucking year, so I don't think they really used the 1999 aspect as much as they could. As much as their marketing fucking says they did. Like Legends of the Hidden Temple, were those shows even around in 99? Those type of shows? But anyway, it's a very cheap looking set too. Like, I don't know what channel. This is like, someone might not, a lot of people are not going to get this reference, but the guys at Channel Awesome, when they did that Pop Quiz Hotshot TV show, like, or TV shows, yeah, they wish, game show, like Brad Jones Cinema Snob, and what was that guy? Nostalgia Critic. They tried to do this game show, Pop Quiz Hotshot, and it was an abysmal failure. That's like that almost the same budget as this show here with Ozzy's Dungeon. So you kind of wish that it had, if it did look like an actual show, I think it would have helped with this proceedings. It looked like an empty warehouse and a few people scattered around. Like, this wouldn't be in cable access quality show. I say that because it would have helped sell the illusion to truly mimic those type of shows back in the day. But it just comes off as super duper cheap. And then, oh, apparently no one has won this show, and I'm sitting there going, no, I mean, let's face it, that'd be bullshit. They would have some people win, because if nobody ever won, then they'd get less people watching and be like, well, there's never a winner, fuck this. That's why sometimes people wonder if some shows are rigged for people to win, so that you can win like this person. By the way, this girl and this boy are doing an obstacle course, and this girl gets her leg broken, And the reaction the game show host does is, oh, that's an owie, that's a boo boo, that's a boo boo. I'm sitting there going, okay, in any reality, they're not going to see a little kid have her leg almost fucking torn off, broken, and the host is going to say that's a boo boo, and they're going to keep filming it. They'd immediately shut the camera off, boom, done, finished. And people go, well, it's not meant to be serious, man. It's supposed to be a parody. But yet, as a parody, you want to make a parody funnier by making it seem as legit as possible, and so that makes the crazy stuff even funnier about it. Look at parody films like Airplane, Hot Shots Part 2, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1. Loaded Weapon 1 seems like a cop movie. But then when the crazy shit happens, it makes it more funny. Hot Shots Part 2 seems like, oh wow, it's a film that's like Rambo 2, Rambo 3. But because the crazy shit makes it funnier. Airplane, it does seem like an airport disaster movie, that's what makes the crazier stuff even funnier. One of the many things that makes it funnier. And so it cuts to sometime later, and I don't know how long it's been, but the game show host has been taken, put into a cage, and that little girl's family, who has this big fat mom that's taking off her shirt. I'm like, please keep it back, put it back on, and and a dad, and I think a brother, they're hating on the host and saying it's all his fault, and this show's rigged, and they make him do an obstacle course recreation himself. I'm sitting here thinking, why do they hate the host so badly? The reason this shit happened is not because there was not enough fucking time. It's because her fucking leg got broken by this kid named Timmy from LA. So when you think the guy they're wanting to punish is the Timmy from LA, not the fucking game show host? Let's blame the game show host that had nothing to do. He was an asshole saying, oh, boo boo. But Timmy's the one that broke the girl's leg. Timmy's the one that made her lose. She didn't lose because there wasn't enough fucking time. She lost because her goddamn leg was broken off by this asshole named Timmy. And where the fuck is Timmy from LA? Why the fuck is Timmy not the one in the cage? Why the fuck does Timmy be like, okay, now you don't do this obstacle course, and we're gonna beat you, and we could break your leg. Well, we'll break it, we just won't tear it off. Why don't they do that? Wouldn't that make more fucking sense with the fucking goddamn... That's what I mean. So instead they blame the host, this fat hat and cough mom. They torture him a bit. They go through the obstacle course, and he's like, fine, I'll take you to get your wish. So this tavern, and this like fat, overweight person on a table. Make your wish. The girl makes her wish. This theme pops up with laser eyes and melts the host's face and her family's faces, and that was her wish. Now, I wish there was a bit more of a build up to why she made that wish. I mean, you can see between the lines because the mom keeps saying, okay, wish for a car, wish for this, wish for our well-being. But if there should have been more of a proper build-up. Like when this show was being done at the beginning of the segment, if the mom was being kind of a dick to her verbally before the show, or if it's like an interview segment and the mom's taking all the talk and won't let the girl talk, or these little segments here and there where she's being very much of an asshole to her. That would be an actual proper build-up. That's not the fucking case here. And you never see the dad or the brother do anything bad to her. I'm assuming it was his dad and brother. You don't ever see them do anything bad to her and go like, well, why did they deserve? What did they do? Just because they did nothing? Or you just assume shit? And the creature with the laser, it just looked really goofy looking. And the Legends of Hidden Temple type of Double Dare type of thing as a basis could be fun, but it's just completely, they completely fucked it up with either, again, boring torture by this family or shitty ending. So you get to the fourth segment. This has douchebags in it, but part of me was kind of enjoying it as sort of a, maybe I'm giving it too much credit, kind of a parody of American Pie, where they're skating around, they're being douches, one of them's worried about Y2K. Like, this is the segment where they actually mention 99 type of stuff. And when I say American Pie, it's because the way they talk, they're watching a neighbor who's a hot lady. And at one point, one of them has a younger brother. Innocently enough, meets her. She wants me to go help her with a webcam. And remember American Pie, the webcam, also we could see this girl. Same kind of thing here. And the guy's like, oh, I don't know, I want to do that. That's invasion of her privacy. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, bro. Kind of like what happened in American Pie. Come on, just do it, you know. And, again, while they're being douchey, because it made me think of the American Pie stuff, it kind of got a little bit of smirk or chuckle out of me. Like this, the watching from across the street, this delivery guy trying to talk to the lady, and then behind the van, he's like dancing, being smooth, and the way the kids are mocking him. Oh, what the hell is this guy doing? That kind of made me laugh. And again, this kind of like if American Pie then went into the horror route. But I wouldn't say I still liked the characters, that they were likable. That's the thing, you still like Jason Biggs and others in American Pie. Not really the case here. You see one of them. You do see one of them playing this game, Resident Evil 2. So that was a bit of a reference. But at least if it's called VHS 99, okay, that I could deal with. And that's what I mean. I don't mind the idea behind it. Like, make this more of a full-fledged movie, perhaps. Like, do an American Pie type of parody ripoff, but then go into horror. And here you find out that, as they're watching the webcam, she takes her scalp off, and she's a Gorgon. Okay, that's not a monster you get to see a whole lot. The Gorgon, who is, some people might not know what that is. Remember Clash of the Titans? Lady with the snake for hair turns you into stone. That's what it is. That's who she is. The effects are not that great though. And the ending just, that's the thing, it's a lot of build up, and then the payoff is either so quick or so little that's kind of a whimper. And that's the thing, is like you do this build up with a lot of these stories, build up, and then his little payoff is like, oh, you don't have the time to either fully express the payoff or really, I don't know how to fuck to put it. I do like the quick line when they see her on the webcam and someone goes, she still looks kind of hot. It's like under someone's breath, but it did make me laugh. And then she goes in. But yeah, it goes by so quick. Like, she kills one. I guess the snake bit one guy. We never see him again. Turns him into stone. She goes to her camera and the effects are not that good. I'm like, dude, you do know these effects are not good. Now you're going towards the camera. No, these effects are not good. What are you doing? You're supposed to hide that shit. If that segment again had better effects, more build up, more to lengthen the payoff, and then for me, my personal taste, have a better ending where maybe the decent enough kid apologizes, it was a mistake, uh, you know, stops it like Clash of the Titans, stops it. Hell, someone could even mention Clash of the Titans. Use the mirror. Even if it ended on a funny black humor and dark humor moment where they look around and some of their friends are dead, it's like, fuck, how am I going to explain this to my mom? Cut. Something like that. Like, I think that could have made that segment better. I mean, I would probably say, I guess that's, if I'm ranking these segments, that'd be number 2 after Suicide Bid. And then you get to Hell and Back, which is done by the same people that made that film Deadstream that I reviewed a few weeks ago. There's a ritual being done by these witches, and these two guys are there to film it, and they get accidentally ported to hell. And you have this hell landscape. Now, they try to incorporate a decent amount of practical effects of these different creatures. I mean, they're cheap looking, but they are, for the most part, practical. I can appreciate the effort and ambition of it. It's like a cavern, not cavern, but it's very dark and you see a lot of rocks and stuff, but sometimes there'll be thunder and you see a silhouette of, it is supposed to be the devil or whatever this stuff. And they find this woman named Mabel. I actually didn't mind Mabel. So I would say this one I could deal with to a point. I mean, the two leads, they're kind of joking the whole time. So it's not a scary segment. And Mabel, the woman that made me, I don't mind her. She's kind of talking like she's ready to go, my precious, my precious. But I didn't mind her behavior, the way she talked to them. Why do you two cry like cowards? Or a guy got his hand caught in this little trap. She looks at him like, just takes it off, throws it. And if this had a better ending, I would have had this as like the second best. Because I'm okay, it's trying, I wouldn't say it's funny, but it's trying to be funny. You get, but the tears just do come off as just fucking dumbasses. But at the same time, it seems like you're not supposed to be taken seriously. But that's the thing. If it's supposed to be a goofy one that you're not supposed to be taken seriously, then let the ending reflect that as well. Don't give this very goofy nature and then hit us with the downbeat, found footage typical ending. Keep along with it. That's why I don't mind. There's this YouTube video called Spiral Drive, I believe. It's on YouTube for free. It's about an hour long. The two guys are not the best actors, but, you know, it's... I'm just being lenient on them because it's just a film for YouTube. And it's still, you know, it's at least trying, while it's in the acting's not good, but they're trying to have back and forth and tell a story. And then the ending reflects on the tone. It's consistent. Doesn't have the typical stupid ending. I mean, Spiral Drive I didn't mind, and compared to some of this other shit, despite its flaws. Like some of the ideas in that. I just thought of that because that ending was consistent with its tone and made it worked. Here it's like, let's be goofy, and all cool. They save each other. They get back to Earth, and then immediately they're killed by the witches. And Mabel had asked, if I can't come back with you, write my name in the witch's book, which the guy does. So it's the idea, you try and be very goofy and silly and funny, but then you put the... It's like Deadstream. Like Deadstream, for a good chunk of it, is being this silly, goofy movie, but then this ending, it just doesn't work. To me, it's such a shift in tone, it's just not satisfying to me. And I was like, oh, well, this is the way it ends, fuck this. Like I said, there's no wraparound, it's just more of those toy soldiers, army men, and various things. And this is what I'm mean, like, is this a rant? I mean, I don't like the film, but I'm not raging. But maybe... it's frustrating. Frustrating rant. It's a rant because it's frustrating, because some of the stuff I can actually see the potential, but take out that first fucking story. The second one I don't mind, but have a bit more of an ending that really, dots the I's and crosses the T's. Ozzy's Dream is an interesting initial concept, but just completely self-destructs as it goes along. The Wannabe American Pie, I like the references, but there's a bit more writing you could do for those characters, and again, the ending have better effects and stuff. The last segment could have been fun, but either made the jokes a bit funnier or made them take the situation at least a little bit more serious, as well as humor. Like Shaun of the Dead did that well. And then don't have such a lame fucking ending that doesn't really fit with the tone of the rest of the fucking segment. Like, a lot of these, there's aspects of them I like, which is more to say for VHS 94, because there's nothing I liked about the funeral segment. There's nothing I really liked about the sewer segment. There's nothing I really liked about the fucking white supremacist barn. There's some experiment thing. Here, there are aspects that I like. It's just unlikable characters for a good chunk of them, or just tiresome shit characters, and not having the time to really develop the stories. That's why I just either don't make your found footage, or these anthologies just... I mean, full-length found footage films have a hard time finding a satisfying ending, let alone a fucking short one. Like, how many found footage films have people seen and the ending was like, it's pretty lame? Exactly. And there's found footage films I like. I'm looking at some right there. As Above, So Below had a satisfying ending to me. Really enjoy that film. I think it's an underrated one. The Tunnel was a good one. Blair Witch Project worked very well for what it needed to do. But goddamn, man. Exists, I thought, was a good one. I think Incident at Loch Ness was the name of it. I remember liking that one. There's a few others. But this... VHS 2, I think, is the best one. I still think the first one's the worst one. If you're asking me which I would rather watch, this or Viral, I can at least watch the skateboarder segment. I really love that one. So I guess technically I would put that as number 2, only for that segment. Would I rather watch this or 94? I think 94 has one segment I really love, but there's little bits in some of them that I could see potential. Probably 94 just to see that one segment because I really enjoyed it, but I don't know. Obviously, this is not my franchise, but it made a lot of success. It was like the most watched film on Shudder. So now it makes me wonder what they're going to do for VHS. Was there VHS in the 70s? I'm trying to remember. I think there were. When did VHS first come into play? Yeah, VHS 79. How about that? VHS, well, what was the early stages of VHS? Maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll do that if there's a like 70s one. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I've been talking for like 45 minutes. We'll see you guys later. Fuck it.